Children, welcome back to the class. In the previous class, we have studied about the human nervous system and how brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves and autonomous nerves they function, and the structure of the brain and different functions of the nervous system. And we have studied about reflex actions also, which were under the control of spinal cord. And now we shall move on to the chemical coordination in plants. How chemical coordination in plants takes place. So plants are sedentary in their nature. Sedentary means they are fixed to a particular place. They cannot move from one place to another place. So, but they do not have nervous system like animals. And but they in the plants they secrete certain chemical substances which will regulate, control, promote the growth of the plant. So such chemical substances are called phytohormones, or plant growth substances, or plant growth regulators. So what are they? So where they are secreted in different parts of the plant, and they control, they regulate the growth of the plant. So what are they? Let us see. Auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid, ethylene. These are main plant growth regulators. Among these, auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins are plant growth promoters. They increase the growth of the plant, whereas abscisic acid and ethylene they inhibit the growth of the plant, stop the growth of the plant. So these are called plant growth promoters, and abscisic acid and ethylene are called plant growth inhibitors, because they are inhibiting, they are stopping the growth of the plant. These are promoting the growth of the plant, so they are called as plant growth promoters. So now let us see what are all the effects of these plant growth promoters and plant growth inhibitors. First of all, let us see auxins. Auxins chemically they are called as indole acetic acid, IAA, indole acetic acid. For the first time, the existence of auxins were discovered by Charles Darwin when he was working with the oat plant Avena sativa. So he kept the plant in dark room near the window where light comes. The plant bent towards the light. What makes the plant bend towards the light? That was the question. And then what he has done, he cut the tip of the plant. He decapitated the plant. Then it did not show any movement towards the light. So he came to the conclusion that there is something present in the tip of the stem of the plant which makes the plant bend towards the light. But he was not able to name it, he just had some guess. And next, again, another scientist known as F.W. Wendt. Another scientist, he did the same experiment and he has given the name auxins. Auxins means to increase. So, what do they increase? Auxins increase the size of the plant, and they are responsible. When a seed germinates, the root grows towards the soil and the stem grows towards the sunlight. How it happens? It is due to the presence of auxins. Phototropism means movement of the plant towards light, and the geotropism, movement of the root towards the soil. So these are all due to auxins. Okay, and where they are present? They are present in the tip of the stem and just behind the tip of the root. At the tip of the root cap is present. So just behind the tip of the root, the auxins are produced. Just tip of the stem and behind the tip of the root, these auxins are produced. And these auxins are responsible for phototropism of the stem and geotropism of the roots. And one other important function of auxins are they are responsible for apical dominance. What is apical dominance? When the auxins are present in the tip of the stem, they do not allow the lateral branches to grow. When the stem is decapitated, when the tip of the stem is cut, what happens? Auxins are removed and the lateral branches will grow. So that means when the auxins are there, lateral branches are suppressed. Do not grow. Such attitude, such phenomenon is called as apical dominance. When the auxins are in the tip of the stem, they do not allow the lateral branches to grow. When the tip is removed, the lateral branches will grow. That phenomenon is called as apical dominance. So this is a brief function of auxins. And the next one is gibberellins. So gibberellins are also plant growth promoters. They promote the growth of the plant. How? So they show effect on stem elongation and they promote seed germination. They increase leaf blade area, leaf lamina we have studied. So the expanded part of the leaf, they increase the leaf blade area. And where the gibberellins are present? Gibberellins are present in roots, shoots, buds, etc. Meristematic growing tissue. So in this way, they help in elongated growth of the plant, and also they help in seed germination, and also they increase the size of the leaf lamina. And another one is cytokinins. So what are cytokinins? Cytokinins are actually produced in the roots, embryos, and developing fruits. So the name suggests, as the name suggests, cytokinin. Cyto means cell, kinesis means division. So cytokinins stimulate cell division. Stimulate means promote cell division. And they delay the process of senescence. Senescence means aging process. And under the influence of cytokinins, the leaves, flowers, fresh, they are kept fresh for longer period of time. And also, so in this way, auxins, gibberellins, and cytokinins, they promote the growth of the plant. And gibberellins spray helps in the formation of seedless fruits, that is called parthenocarpy. That is another function of gibberellins. Parthenocarpy means production of fruits without seeds, that is called parthenocarpy. Gibberellins are responsible for parthenocarpy. And if you see plant growth inhibitors, what are they? So abscisic acid, ABA. Abscisic acid is a plant growth inhibitor. It inhibits the growth of the plant, and it promotes leaf fall. Under the influence of abscisic acid, leaf fall will take place. They form a layer which is called as abscission layer between the branch and the leaf, which separates the leaf and it falls down. So that is during autumn season, you might have seen fall of leaves. It is due to the presence of ABA. And next thing, under drought conditions, when sufficient water is not available, abscisic acid helps in the closure of stomata so that water loss can be checked. So in this way, abscisic acid helps in preventing water loss from the plants. And next thing, abscisic acid also, it promotes seed dormancy. That means it prevents seed germination. It means it is acting against cytokinins, auxins, and gibberellins. They promote seed germination. But abscisic acid, it stops seed germination. It prolongs seed dormancy. Dormancy means resting period or sleeping period. That means it does not allow the seed to germinate. It prolongs the dormancy period. So that is the main functions of abscisic acid. And next, if you see ethylene, ethylene is another plant growth inhibitor. And when there is high concentration of auxins are there, ethylene is produced. And this ethylene stops elongated growth of the stem, and it always helps in the transverse growth of the stem. That means the stem thickens under the influence of ethylene. And ethylene also helps in ripening of fruits. So in this way, abscisic acid and ethylene, they inhibit the growth of the plant, elongated growth of the plant, etc. Whereas auxins, gibberellins, and cytokinins, they promote the growth of the plant. So in this way, the phytohormones are plant growth regulators. what do? They regulate the growth of the plant. That means under the influence of only plant growth promoters, the plants grow abnormally tall, etc. If only plant growth inhibitors function, growth will not take place. But what's happening? Plant growth promoters and plant growth inhibitors, they are acting in opposite directions. Some phytohormones are promoting the growth and some phytohormones are inhibiting the growth. So in this way, they are acting in opposite directions so that the plant growth is always kept under control. So this is how the phytohormones or plant growth substances or plant growth regulators, they control the growth of the plant. So hope you have understood, and if you have any doubt, let me know. And in the next class, we will see the movements of a plant, how plants, because they are sedentary, they cannot move from one place to another place, how they protect themselves, how they show their response to the external environment. That we shall see in the next class. Okay, thank you.